What's the biggest decision you ever made that changed your life? When I was 19, I nearly missed an incredible turning point. I almost didn't board that plane. I was on my way to see my childhood best friend Mia, who had moved 3 states away. But that morning, it felt like everything was working against me. I overslept, missed my bus to the airport, and when I finally arrived, I could hear them calling for final boarding. As I stood there at the gate, panting and clutching my ticket, a voice in my head whispered, "Maybe you shouldn't go. Maybe the universe is trying to tell you something." But something inside me, a spark of determination, urged me to move forward. So I boarded that plane anyway. And then, halfway through the flight, soaring at 35,000 feet, the unimaginable happened. The plane shook, like nothing I've ever experienced. The lights flickered, and oxygen masks dropped down from above. Oh, the flight attendants were trying their best to remain calm, but it was clear they were scared. Then, the captain's voice crackled over the intercom. "We're experiencing an engine failure. Please remain seated and brace for impact." Panic erupted. People screamed, cried, and prayed. I was frozen, gripping the armrests tightly, thinking, this is it. This is how my story ends. But in that chaos, the most amazing thing happened. The man sitting next to me, probably in his mid-40s and wearing a well-loved leather jacket, reached out, took my hand, and said, "Close your eyes, breathe with me." His voice was calm and unwavering, as if he had faced this kind of storm before. I listened to him. I took a deep breath. I held his hand as if it were my only connection to hope. Then it happened. The plane dropped, free-falling for what felt like an eternity, though it was probably just seconds. Miraculously, the pilot leveled the aircraft, and we made an emergency, landing at a tiny airport in what seemed like the middle of nowhere. People erupted in applause, tears rolling down faces, hugging complete strangers. There was such a sense of relief and togetherness. Once we finally stood on solid ground, still buzzing from the adrenaline, I turned to thank that incredible man beside me, but he was gone. I looked around, asked those nearby if they had seen him. All I got were blank stares and confused shrugs. The strangest part, the seat next to me, 23B, wasn't even assigned. The manifest clearly showed it was empty. At first, I thought I must have imagined him. Shock and adrenaline can really play tricks on your mind, right? Weeks later, after diving into therapy and grappling with endless what-ifs, I rummaged through my backpack and stumbled upon something I didn't remember putting there. A tiny folded piece of paper. No name, no signature, just a handwritten note. "Your story isn't meant to end yet. Go live it." I held onto that note. I still do. It's framed and sits above my desk where I see it every single day. Since that fateful flight, I've stopped living like I have endless time ahead of me. I switched majors, pursued my passions, traveled the world, fell in love, and built a life that 19-year-old me wouldn't have even dared to dream of. And sometimes when life feels like it's spinning too fast, I take a moment, sit quietly, and reflect on who or what was there with me in seat 23B that day.